Hello, I'm Andy Teach, host of Andy's Awesome Adventures, and welcome to the Museum of Broken Relationships in Zagreb, Croatia. The museum is located in a baroque palace in Upper Town Zagreb and is dedicated to failed love relationships. The museum began as a traveling collection of donated items. It was founded by two Zagreb-based artists. After their 4-year relationship came to an end in 2003, the two joked about setting up a museum to house their leftover personal items. They started asking their friends to donate objects left behind from their breakups. The collection was shown to the public for the first time in 2006. Its exhibits include personal objects left over from former lovers, accompanied by their stories. Many of these stories are sad, touching, and poignant. As we walk through the museum, I'm going to tell you some of the stories behind the objects that you see. Plastic Godzilla adorned with beaded necklaces, 1990 to 1992, Mexico City, Mexico. I have kept this Godzilla for over 20 years, a gift from a girlfriend who wanted to live with me. The relationship ended abruptly after I moved into my apartment. One day I told her I loved Godzilla movies, the ones I had seen on TV when I was a kid. After we'd separated on very bad terms, I used the Godzilla to store a few mementos for my other girlfriends, such as necklaces, earrings, etc. From the top of my bookshelf, Godzilla's fierce eyes have witnessed all the comings and goings of my apartment. After all these years, I think it's time he followed his own path. Door, January 20th, 1992 to July 13th, 2014. Zigvenica, Croatia. This is the door to my home onto which the friends of my deceased son had written beautiful messages, verses, and words as their farewell to him. A parachute rig, 3 years, Helsinki, Finland. I met him on my first parachute jump. I was really scared, but this handsome man, who was my tandem jump instructor, saved me. Later, he helped teach me to jump solo. We loved to play in the sky and we loved each other. Then he died in a parachute accident. An exercise bike, 14 years, Normanarvi, Finland. This exercise bike was originally a Christmas present for my wife. It has preset programs such as cardio fit and heart recovery, not working. When I found out that my dear wife likes to ride much more than just the exercise bike, I divorced her. She didn't want to take the bike with her. I assumed that her heart is in good condition. The bike has been outside the door for 18 months now, awaiting its final location. And what could be a better place for it than this museum? Cold, calculating behavior on the part of someone who is the most important person in the world to you can rob you of your dignity as a spouse, father, and person, but only for a moment, since life will win in the end. Towards a better tomorrow. An espresso machine. Too long. Last 20 years of the past century. Paris, France. For a long time, he loved the coffee I made for him using the espresso machine he'd given me. For a long time, he loved me. And then one day, he no longer loved the coffee I made for him using the espresso machine he'd given me. And then one day, he no longer loved me and left. And so I took the espresso machine he'd given me that made the coffee he loved and I put it in the basement so I don't have to look at it anymore. But every time I come down to the basement, there it is. Spectrum of a star, 1 year, Beijing, China. We are both astronomers. On my 26th birthday, he sent me a spectrum of a star in the Orion constellation as my birthday gift. This star, named Pi 3, is 26 light years away from the Earth. He said, look at the time when you were born. The light left this star, passing through the endless interstellar space, the countless dust and nebula, arriving here after a 26 light year journey. So have you. Here you meet your starlight, and I meet you. I can only hear the sound of my heart beating then. Though we have since broken up, every time I see the Orion constellation, I relive some sweet memories.